Kind of in the center of the frame you can see a water tank, and that indicates the location of a former military testing facility. They launched rockets like ICBMs from here to targets in New Mexico. And so these three buildings are related or were part of that military installation. And my river guide suggested that I take the self-guided tour. Uh-oh, someone killed an Indian here. Alright, oh, there's this other moccasin. Alright. I don't see any missiles. This is a nice building. It's got a bridge crane. Really big heating or air conditioning units, probably heating. And a lazy boy. Bridge crane capacity is 7 and I can't read the smaller number. 1/3, 7 1/3 ton. I would love to have this building in a different location. It's beautiful. Oh, I see. And so there are biparting doors at the other end? No, that's just a wall. Here's the door. Hoist load tested 312.75, do not exceed 12,800 pounds. I don't understand that sign. Huh. So there's a couple of thermostatic switches. Not sure what that was. That is a very heavy door. I can't imagine why anybody would steal galvanized steel. That's not going to get you a big check at the scrapyard. Well, they did have air conditioning. Somebody stole the compressors and the fans and left behind the receiver tanks. Oh, those are compressors. So they stole the coils and the fans and the motors. Interesting. Very interesting. Well, I don't think there's any point in exploring the other two buildings. That's all I got to say about that. That's Interstate 70 there. Okay, off in that direction is Green River, Utah. That's looking west-ish, logical west. I don't know if it's actual west. And the gun range is kind of towards the bottom right corner of the frame. These are the Rio Grande tracks. And I'm hoping that this road will take me to the fire tower or whatever it's called. That was part of the ICBM testing facility. So we'll see how this turns out in a second. Alright, fast forward about 5 minutes, I guess, 3 minutes. Oh, there's the tower over there. So Not sure what I'm supposed to be afraid of here. There was some kind of caution sign. Oh good, the road is turning. So what do we have here? A very tall tower. So that was for antennae, I guess. Radio shack. An interesting, an odd looking building. Steel building with some kind of weird Venturi exhaust port on it. I may come back and explore those once I've found my way to the tower. Not sure what those verticals are around the roof line. Maybe there was a place, maybe people stood on the roof to observe things, I don't know. Big exhaust ducts. Oh, jeez. Alright, so I'll pick up again once we get closer to the tower. Getting closer to the tower. The support column on the right side of the tower does not seem to be at a right angle to the ground. I wonder if this thing is stable. There are the railroad tracks down there. I-70 is down there. And I have a low tire pressure warning. I'm sure that's no problem. Okay, so this thing, God, it's kind of rickety looking. It's wood. Huh, I did not expect that. I thought it was probably made of I-beams, not wood. Alright, let's check it out. Sun hat on. There's some birds here. The ravens around here seem very intelligent. So some vandals kicked this in, or a bomb exploded and caused overpressure. I'm not sure which. Oh, why did you have to kick in the drywall? This drywall is not drywall, it's masonite. There's an air conditioning heating unit. That appears to be a gas pressure regulator, so it was heating and air conditioning. Large pile of hose. So apparently there was a control console around here. And this is where the chairs would have been, I guess. Too bad they didn't have any windows to watch what they were controlling. Alright, so here's the rickety tower. The stairs to the top level do not appear to be intact. Golly, I'm not so sure about this. Make sure the rungs look reasonably good. So that beam up there tips to the left, but it's like laminated 2x8s, so multiple boards would have to fail. Yeah, I'm sure it's safe. Famous last words. I'm gonna use both hands though. Made it to level 2 with no difficulty. The ladder's designed well in that the rungs aren't just held with nails. There's also this secondary strip here that's nailed in, and so that kind of offers extra protection against slipping rungs. I think I may reposition this a little bit before I try to scale it. Okay, made it to level 3. That was a little more perilous, precarious, frightening than the last one. The middle building is the one that I walked into. Middle building on the other side of the interstate. Now to level 4. This appears to be in good shape. Also famous last words. Here we go. Okay, I made it to the top level. And there is a lot of motion here. Every time I move, the whole thing wiggles back and forth. I'm gonna have to spend some time plucking the splinters out of my arms once I get down. Alright, whatever. This is not that tall. But after nearly drowning the other day, I'm feeling a little more vulnerable than I did in the past. The last step on the bottom of the ladder. It's a bit of a doozy. You have to twist around to the other side of the ladder. Go down these steps. Man, if I got a lot of splinters. Alright, so I'm not sure climbing that is such a good idea. That top level was just way too unstable. I guess that's all I got to say about that. I'll go check out those other buildings next. Okay, so I'm headed back down from the tower to the buildings over there. We'll see what, maybe there'll be something interesting in those buildings. As you can see, I'm now approaching the middle buildings. Ah, there's stairs to the roof of that building, which explains the verticals on the perimeter of the roof. I would guess that they were part of a fence. Sure enough, there's some sagging horizontals above those ducts. Okay, so I'm going to park my car past the building and walk back. Three buildings to investigate. That one's got really heavy-duty cooling. That's probably where the boss hung out. All right. Uh-oh. It's haunted. Okay, so here's the utility room. Gas-fired heater. Oh. Interesting. Bar joist roof, no insulation. Grade runs to the right. Yes. I would love to go. That's odd. Oh, interesting. So they had some more electronic consoles in here apparently. There's a wiring tunnel. The wiring tunnel goes in here too, where vandals have kicked out all the pseudo drywall. Oh, there's actual drywall in this building, not just masonite. Boy, damaging all this looks like a lot of work. So we smashed the toilet. Restroom's got a janitor's sink and a toilet. No restroom for women or LGBT people. Suspended ceiling in here. I like these windows, or window frames at this point. Single glazed steel. Big electrical box. Not a lot of conduits going in and out of it. One switch still left. Close, open, outdoor air. Discharge, suction, oil. This has been dropped probably so somebody could steal the coils. Yep, coil's gone. Couple big blowers. Really huge blower. Number 7. Oh, I don't think we went in that room. How do we get to that room? Through that door. Uh-oh, bats. Not the baseball kind. Alright, I don't think I'll go into the bat cave. It's pretty heavy duty. So, anchors for an antenna tower, perhaps? The duct. Oh, that was probably a wiring duct. Cable duct. So the roof is what? Tar paper on corrugated metal with some very minimal insulation on top of it, followed by rubber or tar, paper and tar and gravel. Alright, let's go check out those. Oh, what do we got here? Cistern. That building over there appears to be identical to the building that we were just in. And the door to its bat cave is open. So we'll check that out. I guess the cooling was an afterthought for this building, perhaps, since it's all outside. This is a puzzling looking thing. Oh, a rotary, or an air compressor. A Freon compressor. Oh, I see, it's on its side. Interesting. Ouch. Got a rock in my shoe. So this building has windows. It's got a raised floor, so it had computers and shit in it. So they looked that way when they launched stuff. Ooh, is that another tower over there on the ridge? If so, I may have to investigate. Huh. So apparently vandals came in here and stomped on the vertical or the raised floor cross members. I'm sure that was a good time. Here's some floor panels. That's expensive stuff. Oh, so this kind of looks like telco gear. Cable troughs going into the other room. Trough, ladder, whatever you want to call it. Outlets across the top. More cable trays, ladders. Here's the big room again. So you'd think that there would be some entry point to this room. Oh, there we go. That's not low enough to get under the floor though. Weird. What do we got here? Oh, there are sockets, like tube sockets, relay sockets, I guess. Oh, there's a couple nice 19-inch frames. 3 to be exact. Okay. It just occurred to me I haven't taken any stills. Alright, so we know the layout of this building already. This may be interesting or not. Okay, so the foundation for the radio tower extends all the way to the floor. And there's just a hallway around the perimeter of the foundation. Exciting. Same thing as the other building. That is a wiring vault. Any poles here suggest that this was the parking area. The yellow poles, bollards if you will. I don't really understand what's holding these closed. Alright. Furnace room. If I had the right tools, I think I could take this building with me. It's just got held together by a few screws. Oh, look at that. Frigidaire. No, Funfair by Brown. The color is, I don't know what color you call that. Pinkish. Here are a pair of triangular towers. Those probably had some guy wires associated with them, but I'm not sufficiently interested to track them down. Not sure what that was. Had a 36-inch wide door or so. Here's another building you could cart away. Just need to bring a power screwdriver with you. Somebody got every inch of copper wiring out of these buildings. I think that's the end of our tour. It's for telephone wiring. It's about 100 pair of cable. Okay, time for some stills. Turns out there is an open door in the second larger building. They haven't completed kicking out the drywall in here. There's more of the toilet left in this one. Not much light. Autonomously swinging door. Makes me nervous. Alright, I think our tour is actually over this time. That is the tower that I climbed. And over there is what appears to be another tower. However, it's on the other side of Interstate 70. I imagine the road to it was severed. Another possibility is that the road that runs past these warehouses goes down there and somehow scales that little mud plateau. I don't really know. I'm back down at the railroad tracks, and I noticed that on the signal shed it says UPRR Missile Range Road. So this is Missile Range Road. Whoa, I better zoom back a little bit. This is the Missile Range Road grade crossing. I went back up to the tower, and there's no road beyond the tower other than a couple ruts from four-wheel drive vehicles. Not sure if I'll investigate the route to the second tower or not. This is the second tower. It couldn't be more boring. It's just a modern microwave relay station. 6 dishes on it, 5 dishes on it. And there's a little Radio Shack with a shelter over it. Corrugated steel, I think. So there's not much to say about that. Modern and boring. And that concludes our Missile Range tour.